And one more week and the World Cup is what we will be thinking about and talking about. I'm talking about the final game week in the Premier League and in most leagues around the world. Welcome to Game On. That's where we bring you all the excitement. We talk about everything that makes the Premier League the most followed league in the world. My name is Joseph Faulkner, and today we have the pleasure of welcoming back our man, the only one and only, the most popular party in the world, Femi Oyedola. Femi, how are you doing?
Joe, it's just an absolute pleasure to be back on the call with my wonderful friends, but also with everyone around the world. I know everyone's missed me, but guess what? I have actually missed everyone so much more, Kali. So it's a bundle of joy for me. But I've never been happier. We're top of the Premier League, we're top of the Europa League. So life is hunky dory. Great to be back.
Yes. Good time to be an Arsenal fan right now. Actually, that's why we do this with a chip on our shoulder and with a big smile on our face. And the super regular Eddie's with us on this one as well. Eddie, welcome, bro.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kali. And for me, I am excited to be here. It's World Cup fever, is catching all of us. Last round of games before we hit the World Cup. Come on, England. Let's go.
Is it coming home? Is football coming home?
Oh, it's coming.
Anyway,
I haven't heard anybody sing that song yet.
After the Euros, you dare not sing. I remember at the finals at the Euros, I cried like a baby. I'll never forget. But that's another story for another day. All right, guys, let's hit the ground running immediately. And let's start with something that happened during the week: the Champions League and the Europa League draws. I know we can't touch on all the fixtures, but what are the ties of the round for you in the Champions League? Okay, maybe we'll do this: one in the Champions League, one in the Europa League. And I'll start with you, Femi, because you're making a return. Femi, in the UEFA Champions League and the Europa League, what is the tie of the round for you in both competition?
Oh wow, it's hard to pick one, isn't it? It's almost like somebody went and jammed everything together. Easy to, as an Arsenal fan, you definitely want to say any Arsenal tie is the tie of the round. But if you've got two clubs who are traditionally Champions League clubs, and they're going to go head to head to survive in the Europa League, Man United and Barcelona, it doesn't come any bigger than that, does it?
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Traditionally, that will be a Champions League game. If not, of course, remember the 2008 final. And they've met a lot of times. So they're two massive teams. United are not doing as much as they should be doing, but given where they are at the minute, your form does not lie, does it? But also, they're still a massive football club. So that's got to be the tie of the round for me, 100%. United being pitched against Barcelona. But then when it comes to the Champions League, wow. I am a great Arsenal fan, everyone knows. But of course, most Arsenal fans have a soft spot for Liverpool. And I've always loved Madrid as well growing up. So in terms of the way they play football, and the same thing with Liverpool as well, they're always going forward, not the team that will sit to defend. So when you look at what's going to produce the fireworks, I think Bayern Munich as well, PSG, you can't. I don't know how they did it. However, whoever pitched those teams together, maybe it's not rigged, is it, Kali? But
I don't think so. I don't. No. Even though some people will want to make us believe that these things are arranged or
exactly. So since it's not rigged,
I don't think so.
You just can't ask for more. You're basically getting finals in the second round there, as in that last round of 16. So surely, I'm gonna have to pick Liverpool, Madrid, because that's gonna be. You're going toe-to-toe, aren't you, when you're playing that kind of game? But also, I think Bayern and PSG is another game that you just can never call, can you? That's going to be the game of the year. So those two. Are there any other games you want to think of?
Yeah. Eddie, for you, your picks of the round.
I think Champions League, for me, I've got my eye, on that Liverpool, Real Madrid, fixture. I think, it just echoes, of previous Champions League finals. There's a lot of, a lot of memories, that goes along, with that. So I think that's going to be a tie that, I am looking forward to. And just like Femi as well, I think that Barcelona tie I think is one that everyone is going to be keenly looking at because it has the makings, to be one of the most explosive ties, of the round for the Europa League.
I totally agree. For the Europa League, definitely Barcelona up against Manchester United. There's a history between two of them as well. But for me, I look at Barcelona and the way they've played in Europe this is, yeah, they are top of the La Liga at the moment, but they've not been as exciting as we've not always known them to be because they're in a rebuilding process. They're still trying to put things together, in the team. But you look at Manchester United and Ten Hag. Once in a while, you see the semblance of stability and solidity in the team. They defend as a unit every time. And everybody's talked about Martinez's height, but I think he's done a good job since he's joined Manchester United. I think he's looked solid, in parts at the back. Diogo Dalot has also been a very, very good addition to the side. And you look at Luke Shaw gradually finding his form again. And so I look at this Manchester United side with Eriksen pulling the strings in the middle, Casemiro also in the side, and then you have Bruno gradually playing his way back into form. And I think they will be too hot to handle for Barcelona. I know a lot of people will look at me and be like, oh, Barcelona, they have the pedigree, Spanish side, and all of that. But I've not seen that endeavor, that intensity, that the beautiful football Barcelona will normally play, keep possession, run you ragged until you're tired and they pick you apart. I've not seen that happen with Barcelona this season. They've had to rely on individual brilliance, to win games. And against a well-coached United side with Ten Hag at the ends of affair and gradually bringing that sense of seriousness, sense of intensity back to that United side, I think United will be too hot to handle for Barcelona. And in the Champions League, definitely, I don't think Bayern Munich and PSG is anything I'll lose sleep over, because I think Bayern Munich will easily do a job over PSG. And the reason is simple. Bayern Munich, one of the 2-3 sides in the Champions League that I've looked at this season, and they look very solid, very balanced. They keep a very, very good disciplined defensive line. They attack together, and up front, they are very, very unpredictable. For PSG, it's those 4 guys up front. Pin them to the back, and it's a problem for them. And that's why they've been conceding goals. If you go and look at their records, even in the Ligue 1, they concede goals that you don't expect of them. Ramos has come to the side, and yes, as much as he's trying, you can see that age is no more on his side, and every time you put him, you try to outpace him, he hacks you down, gets a card. There's always a foul waiting to happen there. So that's why I think Bayern Munich will do this one. But my game of the round has to be Real Madrid-Liverpool. Too much history between these two sides, too much trophies between these two sides. These are two guys who understand what it means to play in Europe. And you've just got to, if I'm going to pick a team, I'll pick Real Madrid. And it's just because of how badly or how poorly Liverpool have been this season. That's the only reason I'm picking Liverpool over Real Madrid over them. But in a game like this, sometimes big teams come up and show that they are big teams, and they come with the mentality of a big team, get in on the field and get the job done. But I think Real Madrid will just do a job over Liverpool as well. I think Real Madrid will go through, in that one. But the Champions League is still way ahead of us. We're going to keep following it.